Hello friends, and welcome to another edition of Bronco Sports Weekly. I'm Sean Fagan, giving you the best in what's going on in Bronco athletics this week. Softball finally opened up their home schedule last weekend, posting a doubleheader sweep of the Eastern Michigan Eagles on Friday to open the weekend. Game 1 was a back-and-forth affair, with the Broncos bringing the winning run across in the 5th inning when Mackenzie Sheepek singled through the left side to drive in Jenny Roan. That was a 4-3 win for the Broncos. Becca Schemberger, the pitcher of record. Lauren Nagy bashed her first career grand slam in the nightcap, finishing the game with 6 RBI, and Melissa Palmer had a 5-for-6 day at the plate. Over the course of both games for the Broncos, they would win the second half of the doubleheader 7-2, their first home series of the year. The golf team took 3rd out of 10 teams at the Kangaroo Invitational hosted in Kansas City last weekend, with Kaylee Immel finishing with a career-best 3rd place finish at the tournament. Immel shot a career-low 224 over 54 holes, tying her previous best for her career. Laura Moultrie also finished in the top 10 of the event, shooting 231. Baseball picked up a nice non-conference win yesterday, scoring in the bottom of the 7th to earn a 5-4 victory over Valparaiso at Robert J. Bobbs Stadium. Theo Piccarelli went 4 for 4 at the plate, his second 4-hit game of the season, and Casey Hall earned his second career win with 3 1/3 scoreless innings of relief. Jared Kajawa went 2 of 3 at the plate with 2 RBI. Track and field competed at the Sea Ray Relays last weekend, with a host of Broncos turning in personal best performances in Knoxville, Tennessee. Senior Shanice Mendenhall PR'd in both the 100 and the 200 meter dashes, while Iris Campbell finished just ahead of Mendenhall in the 100, despite rarely running it in her career, and Andrea Arnold also posted a personal best in the 200. Whitney Freeman took 8th overall in the triple jump, becoming just the 5th Bronco in program history to clear 12 meters in the event, and the distance medley relay team took 2nd place overall, just over 12 minutes. In other events, women's tennis dropped a pair of MAC matches last weekend to Miami and Ball State. The men's tennis team was edged by the Cardinals on the road, and baseball did have a rough weekend in MAC play, falling in 3 games to Northern Illinois. And now let's take a look at some of the highlights from that softball doubleheader sweep over Eastern Michigan. Bronco softball hosting the Eastern Michigan Eagles on Friday in a doubleheader. In Game 1, the Broncos trailing 1-0. But Lauren Nagy going to drive in Melissa Palmer. She was 5 of 6 over both games, was Palmer, and Nagy going to tie the score. Next offering, Katie Pixley rips one down the left field line. The Broncos take the 2-1 lead. They would win that game 4-3. On to the second game now. The Broncos looking for the sweep against the Eagles. Lauren Nagy with the 2-run double, stroking that one to the gap. The Broncos would take a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st inning. Nagy would finish the day with 7 RBI. Now you may be saying to yourself, I just counted 3. Well, here comes a big 4 spot. Nagy gonna rip this one down the left field line, over the fence. Grand slam time for Lauren Nagy. The Broncos would defeat the Eastern Michigan Eagles 4-3 in Game 1, 7-2 in Game 2 to sweep the Friday series, the first home games of the year for the Broncos. Both go in the win column. All right, friends, here's what I will be watching for this week in Bronco athletics. Football will hold its annual spring game this weekend as the Broncos split off for the Wooden Oar War, scheduled for 1 p.m. on Saturday. This will, of course, be the second scrimmage of the spring for the Broncos, and we invite all Bronco fans to come out and check out the action. This will, of course, be the last taste of game action for the Broncos until the season opener against Michigan State, which seems so far away right now. So please come check out some spring football. Baseball will be in action this afternoon when they take on the Northwestern Wildcats in Evanston, Illinois. First pitch is scheduled for 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. After that, they will travel across the state to take on the Eastern Michigan Eagles Friday through Sunday in Ypsilanti. There's still a lot of MAC baseball to be played, and this weekend will wrap a long stretch of conference games on the road for the Broncos. They played 2 straight weekends against conference opponents on the road. Softball will be on the road this weekend as well in one of those harrowing back east road trips. Harrowing not so much because of the competition, but because of the travel. The Broncos will face the Buffalo Bulls in a doubleheader on Friday afternoon before heading back towards home when they take on Kent State on Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Men's tennis will be at home on Friday afternoon in their final regular season match of the year when they host the Toledo Rockets. The location of the match will be weather dependent, although right now it's looking like it will be played indoors at West Hills Athletic Club. The Broncos are 2-2 in MAC play and need a win to guarantee themselves a spot in the season-end MAC tournament. This will also be the last chance to see the Broncos seniors in action on their home court. Match is scheduled for 1 p.m. Live stats will be available on WMUBroncos.com for those that cannot make it. Women's tennis will also play their regular season finale on Saturday at 1 p.m. when they welcome the Bowling Green State Falcons to Kalamazoo. The Broncos are safe in regards to making it into the MAC tournament this year, but they'll look to continue their impressive streak of top 3 MAC finishes. It's actually at 30 straight years in which the Broncos have finished in the top 3. A win over the Falcons would guarantee a top 3 finish for the Broncos. That match is scheduled for 1 p.m. and again, live stats available on WMUBroncos.com. And finally, the golf team will enjoy their final tune-up before the MAC tournament next weekend when they participate in the Angola Shootout in nearby Angola, Indiana. And that will do it for us this week on Bronco Sports Weekly. I'm Sean Fagan saying join me again next week, same Bronco time, same Bronco place.